Hi there, it's Andy again. We're just going to follow up on last week and look at the bees today. It's a nice sunny day, so it's a good day to look at them. If you remember last time, what we did is we put on a couple of extra boxes where they start making honey. And just to show you, in these boxes are these frames and full of holes, but that's where the bees come and put their honey in. So we'll have a look, see if they started that process. And the idea is we then get lots of honey and then we make some nice pots of honey afterwards. Here's a couple of jars from last year. From the 2 beehives, we got over 100 jars of honey last year, so we'll hopefully do that again. So we'll grab all our kit, smoker, gloves, bee suit, and we'll go and have a look, see how they're doing. So I'm just at the front of the hive. I'm just going to give them a very quick smoke. If you remember, it calms them down a bit. So we're going to take the top 2 off, that's where the honey is, and then we'll have a look at the bottom one where the queen lives and all the baby bees first. This one's mainly full of baby bees, all this capped area here. And you can see all the bees, and some of them have got pollen on. All this is baby bees waiting to be hatched. On this one, there's quite some good stuff. These bigger bumps here are the male bees, and the flat ones are where the baby female worker bees are. You might be able to see some pollen. There's a bee with pollen in there, but the yellow is pollen, so they also store pollen which feeds the bees. So the queen bee is the most important bee in the hive. The queen lives for about 3 years and lays all the eggs, and so that's quite lucky for us to see the queen. She's the one that lays the babies, and so is the most important bee in the whole of the beehive. So I'm pleased we've seen the queen. So we're going to shut up the downstairs. Remember, that's where we want the queen to stay. A look inside the honey part. Now each of these boxes is a great name. They're called a super. We've got 2 boxes, 2 supers, and this is where the honey is kept. So this is the inside of the bit where they keep the honey, and you can kind of see it's beginning to glisten in those holes. What that is the actual honey that they're beginning to put in there. And what they'll do is they'll fill each and every hole up with honey, and then they'll cap them, put a top on it, and that's when we come along and take the honey that they've collected. So we'll have another look in a week, but it's really good. It's filling up with honey, and there's clearly lots of nice plants that they're collecting their nectar from, so we should see that continue and really fill up quite soon, which is great. Thank you.